Good morning to you. You live in a shoe. Happy Thursday. It's my Wednesday. Is this like... Ooh, yeah. And I am getting ready to go run a bunch of errands. I'm going to get honey and almond milk for my tea. Then I have a list of things I need to do. You guys want to know my list? Hold on, I'll go get my list. Okay. I can't remember who sent these to me, but I keep a little bowl of Sharpies because I love Sharpies. I'm feeling this color today. This like light blue, but very cool light blue. I just crossed things off on my list. So I've already done my meditations. And I had my counseling appointment this morning, which was good. I went to that. So my list is at, okay, I need to go get coffee. That's down on my list. I need to make my videos. I'm going to do 2 videos on my main channel. I think I'm going to do 2 videos on my BookTube channel because I have to do a review of The Hate You Give and my Emoji-a-thon TBR. And then my meditation video and my vlog, which I'm putting out my vlog right now. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. It is taking like 2 to 3 hours to like upload pieces of videos when before it took me like 20 minutes. I'm not sure what is going on with it at all. I'm so over it. And then I want to clean these 2 drawers down here because they're a mess. I need to start my readathon at midnight tonight. I need to watch 1 episode of The Keepers. I just finished episode 3. You guys, that show is dark. Like, it got really, really dark. I need to write on my book. I'm at 2 hours today. And I need to go buy the book It, because I am doing this readathon called The Summer of It. Hashtag The Summer of It. That picture is crooked. I never realized that before. Somebody actually asked me if somebody did that for me in the comment sections. And it was a local artist named J.T. Johnson. I'll show you. So anyway, it's a local artist named J.T. Johnson, and she did oils and watercolors, and so she always put poems on there. Winter may twist a stem from the tree that bore it, but never your love from me, your hand from mine. We stand together through the winds of many seasons, and never your love from me, your hand. And anyway, she did all these like amazing paintings, and my mom collected her paintings. Here's another one. And then, where's the other one? Oh, here it is. This is my favorite. This is called The Fifth Garden. My dad did that. And then, my aunt had 4 of them. And so, Caroline gave me those 4, so I now have 7 of them. And I love them so much. Okay, so then I have to buy It, because I'm going to do this readathon called The Summer of It, and it's like reading the book It over 3 months, because the movie comes out in September, which I'm real excited about. I love doing stuff like that. And then the sci-fi summer readathon starts tomorrow, and the Emoji-a-thon starts tomorrow. So I have 3 readathons starting tonight at midnight. And then I need to... Oh, I wanted to go to my live stream. I was like, what does that say? Live Serenity? Well, that's every day, isn't it? I also need to go through these books. Do you guys see how many? These are the books I just bought. These are my meditation books. These are the books I'm currently reading. Those are my library books, which I probably need to renew. I have all of this stuff to buy, or to put away. So, that's my day. But I'm going to go get coffee right now, and I'm going to go to Half Price Books, and I'm going to try to buy It. I went to one Half Price Books, and they didn't have it, so I'm going to have to go to the other one. If they don't have it, I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble, I guess, and get it. They probably have it at, they probably just have it at the, what do you call it? At just like even Meijer and Target, don't you think? Because it's like, it just came out. I mean, or it's coming out as a movie. I bet they do. I should probably just go in there and get it. But I want like the old version of it. I've never read a Stephen King book, so I'm super excited about it. And it's gorgeous out today. It's like 85. It's totally summer. I'm so excited. Alex's brother is moving to San Diego. So Alex and his two brothers, to do something as brothers, are getting tattoos, which Alex said he would never get a tattoo. So I don't have tattoos and piercings, and Alex doesn't have tattoos and piercings. And so he's getting a tattoo today. And they're doing like this Venezuelan one. Maybe he'll show it on here, I hope. He's getting it like somewhere on his arm when he gets it done. It's very subtle, but it's very cool as well. So I'm excited for him to do that. And then I'm going to go get coffee right now, and then I have my meeting tonight. And at some point I have to go over there and see my brother-in-law before he moves on Friday. So, yeah, that's about the size of it. That's about the size of it. And then I noticed that one of these David teas that Tanya got me was called Organic the Skinny, a Chinese secret. And so I'm going to use this because I'm going to get super skinny. La Svelte Biologique. Un secret chinois. It's oolong tea. I'm not a big lover of oolong tea, if I was going to be completely honest with you. But can I just tell you that since I opened those in there, in my cabinet, the whole cabinet totally smells like those David's teas. Well, I wonder if maybe I could, like, be a mixologist with this and mix this too. Oh, they're open. See, it's just oolong tea. But apparently it's a secret to getting skinny like that. Fit tea. I don't know that I believe in that fit tea. If they want to send me some, I'll try it and I'll say if it really does work or not. But I'm not a big believer in that. I really do believe that the key to losing weight is working out, being active, and eating healthy. And then staying active and continuing to eat healthy. Which I don't always do because I'm the mukbang king now, so. Yeah, but I do drink lots of water. Here, I'm working out. I'm working out for your love. Are you ever just in a really great mood? I'm in a really good mood. Oh my God, I found an animal on the floor. It's a raccoon! It's a raccoon! It's Tucker's raccoon. And look over here. It's a hedgehog! Tucker takes all these toys all over. Okay, somebody commented and said, I wanted to remember her name. Kara, this goes out to you. She said, I love you, Peter. It was really funny, actually, commented. She was like, but even though it's spelled opossum, it's not pronounced opossum. Yes, I know. I do know that, but I think it's so much funnier to call it opossum. That's why I call it opossum. Do you guys not get that I am like silly in everything I do? So thank you, Kara, for that comment. That was so funny. And do you ever just dance? I love dance. I could never do that. I'll see you guys a little bit. Getting ready to go get my coffee. I need my coffee. My coffee. It is so beautiful outside. It's actually, it says 80 degrees. I thought it was like 85, but it says 80. People are doing U-turns and all kinds of things. All kinds of madness. I have to get my hair cut tomorrow morning. I was just jamming out, listening to some music. I really like this band called The New Pornographers. And the song I like is called Adventures in Solitude. You guys should go check it out. I'll link it below if I remember. You guys know I'm not very good about remembering to link things, but we'll see if I remember. It's like my favorite song right now. I bought it on iTunes and I bought it live on iTunes. So I have two versions of it and I just play them back to back to back to back to back.
Hi there, what are we in for you?
Can I get a venti cold brew with 2 equal, please?
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, come on around.
I'm so ready for my coffee. Don't be jealous of my coffee. I know you will, because you are jealous people. Can you tell I'm just in a totally silly mood today? I don't know why. I haven't actually seen the guy that's real cute here in a long time. I don't think he works here anymore. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Can I get a receipt, please?
Absolutely.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Are you a music festival person? I thought that said Electric Forest.
No, that was my first festival.
Electric Forest was?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think? Did you life changing?
That's on 10.
Okay, thank you. It's so funny when people actually know that my hat is like an Ultra Music Festival hat. It's like that hidden language that you talk when you go to music festivals. I've been kind of actually told that I probably... Thank you. Have a good one. I've actually kind of been told that probably Electric Forest is... Oh my god, there is a gorgeous convertible Bentley right there. I've actually been told that the Electric Forest is probably not one that I can handle because it's like there's lots of drugs there, and I don't like, you know what, hey, what people do is their business. I don't condone it. I think it mutes people's existence, so it makes me sad. And that's just my 2 cents. And that really doesn't have anything to do with me being a person in recovery or anything. It just, you know, I don't know. And you know what's interesting is that I used to go see Grateful Dead shows, and I would be like really messed up, and then afterwards I went sober. I saw my last show sober actually before Jerry died, and like I was like, this is a different experience, like, because I got sober in 94 and I saw the 95 show before he passed away, and I was like, this is a different experience. Like, I was really kind of afraid to go. Like, I was afraid to go, and I had no business being at this concert. My sponsor told me not to go, and I was like, I cannot not go. And a friend of mine got like pavilion tickets, and I had never gone and seen the Grateful Dead pavilion-wise. I'd always been in the lawn. I mean, you kind of wanted to be in the lawn for all that, you know? Oh, that is so good today. So anyway, but I went, and I was completely fine, and I didn't really think about using at all. And I was with a sober friend, and I had a blast, and the music was so much better, you know, like, not having used. And I had convinced myself for so long that, like, the using really enhanced the music. And, you know, when I got sober, I was also afraid as a writer because I had written so much drunk and using that I didn't know who I would be as a writer sober. And so it really terrified me. And I think a lot of artistic people can maybe relate to that. You know, and I think also is not just being artistic, but like we don't know who we're going to be as husbands or wives or friends or children, you know, like we don't know that. Like one of the things that I hear a lot of people talk about, I was not in a relationship when I got sober, but I hear a lot of people talk about, like, I'm afraid that sober, my husband or wife won't love me. They won't love me sober, or I won't love them sober, you know, like I'll be a different person. So they're kind of afraid of that sometimes because we do become different people. We like find ourselves again. And I look at addiction a lot as like this winding road that you go down through the desert. And you are like, let's say if you're going from like here to Vegas and you kind of get off the road at some point and you get back on the road down there when you get sober, and but you've missed a huge chunk of the road, if that makes sense. And that's how my life kind of felt to me. It's like, you know, like I woke up and I was like 22 and a half, and I was like, okay, but I've missed a chunk of my life. Like I missed the whole college experience, you know, all of these things that I couldn't go back and get. and didn't really want to go back and try to equal up, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I was just afraid of a lot of it. And you know what's really interesting is that 2 years ago, I just throw out these numbers all the time, don't I? 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know, it's been a while. I was down in my basement looking through some stuff, and I found a folder of mine from when I got sober, before I got sober, and it had a lot of writing of mine in there. And I had actually started this book called Consider the Lilies, and it was about this girl. It was very sad, but very raw and different than my writing was at that time. And it was and I read it. I mean, I had like 50 pages, and I read the whole thing sitting down in my basement one night. And it was like this girl, and her mom was like had a serious drinking problem, and her mom was suicidal, and so she was gonna have to go like live with her aunt. And do you see a theme here in some of my books? I mean, I think my issues with my mom's drinking carried very much over into my real life. You know, I was just talking about this other book idea, and there's always like an absent mother, if that makes sense. And that I think writing for me is very cathartic, and I carry a lot of my issues through. And you know, my mother's sobriety really, I think, healed a lot of that for me. But anyway, I read this idea, and it was like, or I read these 50 pages, and I was like, this is fantastic. Well, I was in a lot of writing groups, right? And there was another person that I wrote with, and she and I were the editorial staff of this literary magazine. And you know, I didn't know if it was her writing, I didn't know if it was my writing, I didn't know if it was our writing together, I didn't know if it was somebody else's that had been given to me to like beta read. I didn't know whose it was, but my gut told me it was mine, but I had no recollection of writing this. And what's really interesting is that I have written whole short stories. I wrote a short story called Lipstick Kids that got published, that, like, I was drunk. I wrote the whole thing drunk, but I remember writing it. Like, I can own that was mine. Like, I remember writing it. And I also wrote a short story called The Flock. I should read one of those on my BookTube channel. But I also wrote a short story called The Flock that got published. And this guy was like on the side of the road and was like beefy and had like a handlebar mustache. He looked like everybody's like, what are those YMCA guys? I can't think of their name. The Village People, like construction worker. He like really did, but he was kind of hot too. YMCA. So anyway, but like I remembered writing that one too. But like this one I didn't remember, and I remember it made me very sad because I was like, this is an idea that I could kind of go with today. But like I didn't remember writing even one word of it. Not at all. Like, I mean, and it was very well developed. I mean, there were characters that I really liked and stuff, and I thought, you can't do anything with this. You don't know that it's yours. I think that with highly creative people, like, I think that mental illness and addiction and sometimes, or I think are a lot of times consistent with that, because I think we try to work out those issues through our creativity. And I think a lot of people like are very productive when they're creative, but when they're not, they don't know what to do with those issues, if that makes sense. I talked to a friend of mine one time about that. That's a painter, very successful painter, and he said to me, he goes, I think you're either very, very creative and you deal with a lot of emotion, or you're very, very creative and you cut off all emotion and you just don't deal with it at all and you put it all into your artwork. And I think that's true, you know. I think like it's very black or white with that. I don't think there's any in between. And I think that like as a really creative person, I think a lot of people don't understand how my mind works, if that makes sense. And that's okay, you know, if I'm okay with other people not understanding it. But That guy had on a full hoodie, a baseball hat, and long jeans riding a bike on the Monn Trail in Indianapolis. I'm like, it is 80 degrees outside. Are you not burning up? Natural pet foods and supplies, pet people. I should go in there and get my pets some natural pet foods and supplies. Oh my God, Penn Station. I should do a mukbang about that. I just love beautiful summer days like this. And I really don't have a whole lot to do today, so I'm really excited about it. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bookstore, so I will talk to you guys in just a little bit. So I went right in the bookstore and found exactly what I wanted. First of all, I've been looking for this book called Across the Universe by Beth Revis. It was like listed as #1 best young adult sci-fi. It's about a girl in a spaceship with her parents, and they're going to Project Ark ship. It's interesting because it got like best review, but like there's 4 books in the series or 3 books, and they all got the best reviews. But like it. Okay, how can I say this? It was like listed on the list of Goodreads like as number like 1, 2, 3, and 4 is like the best YA sci-fi, but the ratings were not very good on it, and I thought, well, I'm gonna try it anyway. And then I'm so excited. I wanted to get the hardback copy of this, but I really, I very rarely read hardback books, and I loved this copy of it. I think it's beautiful, and it was actually $4 cheaper than the 1986 hardback copy, and it's the exact amount of pages. It's an exact copy of the hardback, so I can read it, because the challenge is The Summer of It. I got It by Stephen King. Look how big that is. Oh my God, it is so long. I cannot wait to get into this. And so it's like 400 pages a month we're reading. I'm so excited about it. I've never read a Stephen King book. So there's that. And then I wanted to say a couple things. I actually have had this in the back of my car for a couple days, and I haven't opened it, so I want to open it. But Margot sent me this little postcard. Margot from New York. Hi, Margot! That's truly how I would be if you met me in person, too. If you've met me in person, a couple people out there have met me in person, so I'm real friendly. Come up to me, say hi. But it came in this little envelope. Do you see that? That looked like a library envelope, a library card envelope. And then I want to show you this. I didn't understand it at first because I saw this part of it. It's actually an old library card from Zora Neale Hurston's Her Eyes Were Watching God, which was like one of my favorite books I read in college. I actually took a class on Toni Morrison where we read the collected works of Toni Morrison. But before that, we read like 3 like important novels, and we read like Upton Sinclair's, not Upton Sinclair, Sinclair Lewis's The Jungle. Is that Upton Sinclair? I think it's Upton Sinclair. And then we read Zora Neale Hurston's Her Eyes Were Watching God, and there was one other book that we read. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, that were like influential to Toni Morrison's work. And I don't even know, Margot, that you knew that, which is so cool. But can you please let me know where you got these little cards? Because they are like actual library cards. I love them so much. And she sent me a very personal little sweet letter. So thank you so much, Margot. And I love your name, Margot. I think that's such a pretty name. Margot Kidder was one of my favorite actresses. But I got a package from Linda. And I haven't even opened it because it's been back underneath there. And I'm sorry, Linda, but I put it underneath these blankets that I took from my aunt's house to protect it. And then I didn't take it out. And so I feel bad because it's been sitting in there all this time. And I just looked back there today and I was like, oh my God, Linda's letter, I haven't opened it. So I wanted to open it on my vlog. Now, Linda, she knows who she is, has been a watcher from the very beginning on my BookTube channel, you guys. And she's been very, very supportive the entire time. I adore her. She knows that. Okay. Let me read her letter. Sometimes her letters are very personal, so. Okay, she said, hi, Peter. When I'm going to edit this a little bit. She said, when I was on vacation, I went to Barnes & Noble. I saw this bookmark, and I just had to buy it and send it to you. Give the puppies a hug for me. Happy reading. Love you, Peter. And then she said she had to put it in a bigger envelope so it wouldn't get busted. And look at it. Are you ready? Boo Digs Books by Boo. And you know I always say this is who Pee-Pee wants to meet. That Pee-Pee has like a celebrity crush on Boo. Isn't that so cute? I will put that right in my book right now. Because it's Sci-Fi-a-thon. So I'm going to start reading that tonight. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Margot. That was really fun. I wanted to tell you guys something that had happened to me on the way over here. It was really weird. That song I was talking about, it's kind of like an emotional song. I don't know how to explain it. But, hold on, my husband is texting me. I don't want to drive while I'm texting. Oh, he's sending me platform bed ideas. So I drove by we live really close to North Central High School, which if you've read The Fault in Our Stars, you've seen the movie, Augustus Waters went to North Central High School. And actually, the book, in reality, and the movie, in Indianapolis, would have taken place in our neighborhood, which is really funny, isn't it? Like, all of the things, all of the places that John Green pulled for the book that are in the movie, although they filmed it in Pennsylvania, are actually places within a 5-mile radius to our house, which I think is so funny. So anyway, I was like driving by North Central High School and school let out. And today is the last day for public school in Indiana. All the public schools are out today. I think most of them are out. Like North Central's out, which is Washington Township Schools. Carmel's out, I know, because I talked to my cousin today. And so it's like the last day for most of the high school. IPS is out, Indianapolis Public Schools. Most of the public schools are out today. And I was driving by, and you know, it was like all of these high school kids, and they were like next to me in a car, and they were like jamming out to music, and I was like, I got like very emotional. I started crying, and I was like, I don't know really what got me crying, but I was like so excited for their summer. But then I started thinking back in my summer, and it's like, you know, you'll never have, like, I always look at things in endings, which is probably one of my issues with attachments, but I was like, you'll never have a summer like that again, you know, just like a summer where it's just like, and I was like gonna do a video called School's Out on my main channel. I was gonna get like advice to like what to do in the summer, and it was like gonna be like, go night swimming, fall in love, get a crush, don't work. If you have to work, you know, get a crush and have fun with your friends at work, you know, all these different things. And because I was like, you'll never have that time again, you know, in your life. Like, life will never be like that again. And as much as I hated going to high school, in all honesty, I did not hate being 16, 17, 18. Well, I didn't turn 18 until after I graduated from high school, but I didn't hate those years, you know, like, I didn't love myself. I wish I could have been more confident in my own skin, because I wasn't, but I had a good group of friends, you know, and we had good times, and they were silly fun times that we had, you know, and some of them were drinking and doing things that we shouldn't do, and other times it was just very innocent, naive, silly fun, you know. And I think I got my first real crush on a boy the summer going into my junior year. His name was Rusty, and he was a skater, and I actually dedicated my book to him. I dedicated it to the real Rusty, wherever you are. I've never actually told that story on a video, I don't think. Have I? I'm not sure. But that part in my book, if you've read my book, is actually true. It did happen like that. where I met this guy outside waiting for our parents, and he gave me a piece of gum and said I had cool hair. Or I told him he had told me I had cool hair, and but he wasn't Latino. That was the only difference in the book. But his name was Rusty. And then he was there our first semester of our junior year, then he moved away. But I got real emotional. I was like, oh my God, I hope they have fun this summer. I hope they enjoy it, you know? It's like 2.5 months of absolute bliss, of crushes and night swims and sleepovers and late night texting and movie marathons and watching shows on Netflix and not studying unless you have to take summer school, which sucks, but you have to do it sometimes, you know? And I was like, God. One of the things that always made me really sad was that when I worked in treatment, like, on a Friday night, like, I worked late sometimes, and if I went and got dinner, like, you know, just at Burger King or something, and there would be all the kids from the school that was by there, which was Lawrence North, and they would be, like, going through, like, Burger King, like, before a game or something, you know, or, like, driving around, and in the summers, I would see kids, like, everywhere, like, swimming and, like, just, you know, being hooligans at night and things like that. But anyway, and it made me sad. I thought, you know, no teenager belongs in a drug treatment program, like residentially, living there, you know? It's like, this isn't normal. And yet there was a normalcy for them, you know? They, like, I don't know, a lot of those kids would tell me later, like, I loved it. Like, I felt safe there, and those were some of the best times of my life because I felt safe there and I had friends there and I was having fun and we did fun things. And so I don't know, you know? But summer is magical. I think summer is totally magical. Anything can happen kind of the attitude. I've had this feeling lately inside, I don't know what it is, that like something big, something good, but something big is gonna happen in my life, and I'm not really sure what it is, but I'm very excited about it. Do you ever feel that way? Not really sure what it's gonna be yet though, so. Anyway. All right, well, I'm gonna get off here because I don't want to film the whole thing in the daylight where you can hardly see me. And I will talk to you later. So I totally did not expect to do this, but I stopped at Bob Evans and ate lunch. It's 4:11, so I was like, I'm just gonna eat now because Alex is going out with his brothers tonight. And I'm probably going to a meeting later. So I was like, I'm just gonna eat now. So this is where I talk about taking risks every day. Everybody has asked for me to do a Bob Evans eating show in Bob Evans. Not everybody, but a lot of people have. To get like the full experience. I was so nervous to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive by. If there's not a lot of people there, I'll go in. So I did, and there were not a lot of people there. There were literally like 2 cars out front. So I'm gonna go stop by Tanya Jean Applestein's, prettiest girl I've ever seen. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Bob Evans and eat, and I did. And I did my eating show, and I filmed it and everything, and I even told them, I said I'm a YouTuber and I'm doing an eating show, and they were like, okay, they were super, like, I wouldn't say they thought it was funny, I would say that they took it very seriously. Like, I could have been, you know, nobody. I am nobody, but like, you know what I mean? Like, 5 people could have watched my video, and they treated me like, oh, yes, let us get you the best table. Where would you like to sit? Anywhere. And I was like, well, can I sit somewhere kind of far away? And they were like, yeah, you just tell us where you want to sit, and you can sit wherever you want to sit. And I like said, okay, back in this back area that's kind of closed in. They were so nice. My waiter was so nice. He kind of like didn't really get what was going on, and I looked at him and I go, I'm filming an eating show for like a YouTube channel. He goes, that's kind of what I thought you were doing. And I go, yeah, I just started doing them. He was like, hey, have fun. He goes, I hope you enjoy your food. He was real nice. They were so nice. You know, a lot of times when you go places as a vlogger, as a YouTuber, as a dude with a camera, people like, they will ask you to turn off the camera. I mean, that's happened to me a couple times, which is why it makes me scared to continue to film, you know, because, or to take my camera into new places. Not Bob Evans. They were so nice. They were so nice. They were so nice. I sometimes forget that I have this. It gets boring very quickly, you guys. Like, I don't understand how kids are becoming obsessed with these. It's just like the thing you have to have. Like I need 400 of them, and then like it'll be my smelly stickers that I showed on my channel that you'll forget that you ever even had them, that you had to have. Because they're boring. Like they don't do anything. What else do they do? Tricks? Who'd care about those tricks? I got a fidget spinner trick for you. Now I'll never remember it. It's in the car. Fidget spinners. Baby, I need your loving. Got to have all your loving. That was playing when I left the restaurant. By the way, the Bob Evans plays really good music too. So you should all go to the Bob Evans and you should tell them that Peter Monn sent you. And then maybe they'll give me my own Bob Evans commercial. And I would say, I always eat healthy, but when I don't, I eat Bob Evans. Oh, that's a lie straight from the pit of hell. Got to have all your loving. All right, well, listen. I'm almost at TJ's, so that stands for Tanya Jean. I'm gonna get off here. I may film when I go in there, but I don't know that I really feel like it. Sometimes I just feel like hanging, you know? All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit.